We're very lucky to have the presence of the Taoiseach and Minister for Environment, Planning and Housing, Eoin Murphy, with a very full audience here today, 500 plus people. It was a huge endorsement of the industry and of CIF.
You and many of your members are responsible for some of the most iconic and impressive projects around the country, including the redevelopment of this wonderful stadium that we're in now, the Aviva Stadium not too far from here. And I think you can be proud of a lot of the work that your firms have done around the country. Earlier this year, the Construction Industry Federation made a submission requesting the establishment of a construction sector group as part of a whole of construction strategy. I want to say that the government is very supportive of such an idea and this initiative, and I'll be working with Minister Donoghue and principally Minister Murphy to see how we can set it up and operate it without delay.
And one of the core principles at the heart of the National Planning Framework is to concentrate growth in the core of our population centres, to focus development in existing villages, towns, urban centres and cities, to stop sprawling inefficiently outwards, and to focus on higher density and on infill development.
I thought the standard and delivery of the presenters was excellent. We got a lot of very innovative thinking.
We had top industry people from the UK mainly looking at sort of best practice and looking at how technology is impacting on the industry, and we had our Taoiseach and our Minister for Housing, so both political and industrial.
We all know there is this fantastic pipeline of growth coming. It's 15, 16, 17 trillion dollars by the time 2030 rolls around. But most of that is coming in non-traditional markets. By 2030 it's forecast that getting on for $2 in every $3 spent in construction is going to be happening in what we consider to be emerging nations today. What does that mean for you? It means there are lots of opportunities overseas, but it also means that there are lots of new forms of competitors coming. Today, 7 of the world's top 10 contractors by revenue are Chinese state-owned enterprises.
We've lost control over the productive process. So as we've got into a skills crisis in the UK and we're under more and more of a challenge to deliver sufficient resources at high quality, the risk of delivery is getting greater and greater. Hence, I think all of the financial results we're seeing problems in terms of cost, time and quality on projects, that where people are holding that risk, it's now starting to hit the bottom line.
It's great to see people thinking forward and not thinking totally about the operational side of their businesses. People having a vision to where the industry is going, both here in Ireland and abroad, and what they are going to do, what part they're going to play in it.
It was a great day out. There was a high degree of positivity, both from the Taoiseach and from the international speakers. I think when we benchmark ourselves with international construction, we're not in a bad place, and I think the whole advent of technology and how we're going to embrace it is the way forward, and I think there's full appreciation of that amongst the industry. I was certainly buoyed up by the massive crowd of people we had. We had well in excess of 500 delegates. We had a big lot of exhibitors, and we had very generous sponsorship from the industry.
Today is a really exciting period in the construction industry. On the one hand, we have a lot of money now coming in to rebuild infrastructure in Ireland and actually globally, so there's a lot of money coming into the industry, but at the same time, uniquely, we have huge disruptive technologies in the background. We've got BIM, we've got 3D printing, we've got prefabrication, we've got big data. There's a lot of change that's going to disrupt the industry as we know it today.
I thought today's event was absolutely fantastic. I thought the energy in the room was great. There was a fantastic multiple discussions across the technologies that are now being introduced into the industry and have been introduced over the past number of years. So I thought the energy in the room, when you've got 500 people in the room and they all stay till the very end, I think it's a sign of a good conference. If I could describe today's events in 3 words, I think it would be energy, positivity and a real desire to actually do something and affect change.
I think today has been exciting, innovative and interactive.
Well, if I was to describe today's event in 3 words, I'd say positive, innovative and looking good.
Definitely got a lot out of today, and they themselves got an injection of optimism and confidence for the industry.